So now that you've read the article about ice cream consumption versus shark attacks, we are going to find out if they are actually linked. So, our first vocabulary word that we're going to introduce is the word causation. So, causation is two variables that are directly related. One variable causes the other variable to happen. So if you think back to the word causation, think about English class. What does causation mean? Or what do you think it could possibly mean? If you were thinking cause and effect, you're probably right. So we're looking at two variables here in this graph that could be related. So the first variable is time spent exercising, and the second variable is number of calories burned. And if you notice this graph right here, this graph is what we call a scatter plot because the data points are scattered about the graph. So let's say this is one person right here, and that person exercised for a little over an hour, and they only burned about 75 calories. Okay. Versus, let's look at this person over here who exercised for a little bit for about 3.5 hours and they burned about 175 calories. Okay. And if I just continue to follow the pattern, it shows me that the more hours spent exercising, the more calories burned. Well, if I'm thinking about this in a real world perspective, if I am exercising more and the more time that I spend exercising, is my body burning more calories? Yes. That's how our bodies work. That's how people lose weight. So, therefore, it is true that the number of calories burned is directly affected by the time spent exercising. So, now let's talk about association. So, association is two variables that seem related, but one variable does not necessarily cause the other to happen. So, the example that we are going to be looking at is number of sunglasses sold and ice cream sales. So, if I'm looking at this scatter plot, okay, I'm noticing a pattern, kind of like the causation one with the calories burned and the time spent exercising. So, what I notice here is, let's say at 130 sunglasses are sold. I also noticed that there are about a little over 200 ice cream sold. So if I keep following that pattern, if I look over here, when about 170 sunglasses are sold, about 400 ice creams have been sold. And I could continue going on through this pattern here, noticing that as the number of sunglasses sold goes up, so does the ice cream sales. But then I have to ask myself in a real world situation, okay, is ice cream sales directly affected by the number of sunglasses sold? Or could there be other outside factors that make it seem as if these two variables are related? So let's think about sunglasses. So, sunglasses are usually being worn when it's sunny outside. And a lot of the times, the sunny months are the summer months. And then let's think about ice cream sales. Okay, more people are going to be purchasing ice cream at what time of the year? Probably when it's hotter, probably when it's sunny, therefore, also the summertime. So, really, both of these factors, these variables are increasing at the same time of year. Therefore, it looks as if one is causing the other to happen, but the outside factors are really playing a big role here. And that outside factor could be the fact, one, that it's summer, it's hot outside, and the sun is out a little bit more. So it just seems as if these two things are related, but they are not. They are just looking like they are related. So then we want to ask ourselves, okay, for shark attacks, we have shark attacks and ice cream consumption. So, when are shark attacks more likely to happen? What time of year? Probably the summer. Why is that? Because more people are probably going to be at the beach. And then you think about people eating ice cream. What time of year is probably the most opportune time for people to be eating ice cream? Well, again, when it's sunny outside, when it's summer, and so on. So it may seem as if ice cream consumption is causing shark attacks. However, one is not directly affecting the other. Therefore, ice cream consumption and shark attacks is association.